A new study offers encouraging news for older adults and those approaching later life. Using computers, smartphones, and digital technologies may be associated with a significantly lower risk of cognitive decline. This isn't just a comforting correlation, it's a scientifically supported insight that challenges long-held concerns about the so-called digital dementia theory, which has warned that reliance on technology might dull our mental faculties over time. Instead, the data suggests that, when used meaningfully, digital tools may actually help keep the mind sharper for longer. Researchers from the University of Texas and Baylor University conducted an extensive meta-analysis of 57 studies spanning nearly 2 decades, involving over 400,000 older adults, and published their findings in Nature Human Behavior. The results were remarkable. Individuals who regularly use technology had a 42% lower risk of cognitive impairment compared to those who didn't. Importantly, this relationship held up even after adjusting for other factors that often contribute to brain health, like education level, income, and lifestyle choices. Such consistency is rare in public health research and points to something real, substantial, and possibly game-changing for how we approach aging and cognitive resilience. What makes this study particularly impactful is its relevance to our current moment. For the first time in history, a generation is entering older age, having spent much of their adult lives interacting with digital technology. These aren't passive users. They're people who adapted to a rapidly evolving world of emails, online banking, virtual socialization, news aggregation, and digital hobbies. This interaction with complex tools may be exercising their brains in ways that traditional activities no longer do. Using a computer, for instance, often demands multitasking, problem-solving, memory retrieval, and attention to detail. These are the very skills that decline first with aging and that are difficult to maintain without consistent mental engagement. Rather than supporting fears that technology isolates and weakens us, this study supports a far more hopeful view that the cognitive reserve theory, an idea suggesting that the brain can build resilience through mental stimulation, applies not just to puzzles and reading, but also to digital interactions. The ability to navigate a smartphone, participate in online communities, or simply manage everyday tasks through a digital interface may be more than just convenient. It may be protective. Another promising aspect of this research is how it reflects evolving attitudes toward older adults and technology. For many years, there has been an assumption, conscious or not, that digital tools are the domain of the young. But the reality is changing. Older adults are increasingly embracing technology, and this shift is opening doors to social connection, continued learning, and even entertainment, all of which contribute to emotional and cognitive well-being. What's more, researchers like Dr. Michael Scullin, a co-author of the study, have found that even individuals with mild dementia can learn to use digital devices, often finding the process stimulating and rewarding. The struggle to adapt isn't necessarily a flaw. It's a form of cognitive exercise. It's also heartening that the study found no evidence of harm from technology use in terms of brain health. Out of the 136 studies reviewed in total, not a single one reported an increased risk of cognitive impairment associated with digital engagement. That level of consistency across such a wide array of data is not only reassuring, it suggests we may have been underestimating the cognitive benefits of the digital age. Even social media, often vilified in discussions about mental health, showed some potential protective effects, though the data there was less conclusive. Still, the broader pattern points toward a net positive. None of this means, of course, that any kind of screen time is automatically good. Experts rightly caution that not all digital engagement is equally beneficial. Mindless scrolling and passive consumption don't offer the same cognitive benefits as active, purposeful technology use. But that nuance is actually empowering. It tells us that technology's effects aren't binary good or bad, but are shaped by how we use it. Like any tool, its impact depends on intention and context. The study does have limitations, especially around specifics. It doesn't provide details on how much time is optimal or which apps or activities are most beneficial. There's also the question of generational shifts. Will similar protective effects hold for younger people growing up immersed in technology from birth? Or is there something uniquely beneficial about the way older adults learn to engage with digital tools, requiring effort, adaptation, and sustained attention? These are questions for future research. But they don't diminish the relevance of what's been discovered here. In the meantime, the message is clear and surprisingly optimistic. Technology use, far from eroding the brain, may help keep it sharper, more resilient, and more capable as we age. For older adults who have hesitated to embrace digital tools, these findings may offer a new reason to dive in, not just for convenience or connection, but for their brain health. For caregivers and clinicians, the data supports encouraging and facilitating technology use among aging populations. And for society at large, it challenges the reflexive criticism of digital life by showing that, used wisely, technology can be a genuine asset to cognitive well-being. In a time when dementia and age-related cognitive decline are rising concerns worldwide, especially with longer life expectancy, even modest protective factors are worth celebrating. This new research offers not only a reassuring answer to a long-standing question, but also a hopeful reminder that adapting to new tools and staying mentally engaged can truly make a difference. Rather than being a threat to our minds, technology, when used purposefully, might be one of our most unexpected allies in the journey of aging well.